Hello everybody, welcome. It is Monday, May 11th, 2020. I am Ashley Amick with Yard Art. I am coming to you guys tonight to do a live Q&A. I can't wait till you guys join me. Hey Sherry, I'm so glad you're here, honey. Give me just 1 second while I get everything pulled up. I had posted earlier in our Painters Club asking if you guys had questions for a live Q&A, and I didn't get a whole lot of questions, so I figured what we can do is if you have questions, please submit them. Let me know that you're here, say hello, and as we go, I will try to answer everything that I possibly can and help you guys, get to where we need to be. So let's see. I'm trying to get everything pulled up on my end, y'all, because you know how I am. Technical difficulties all the time. Hey, Connie. So glad you're here, love. Those of you that don't know, Connie is my aunt. She's my mom's sister, and she is somebody who helps to answer all of the Facebook questions. She helps do the digital art for Yard Art. She helps on the website. She helps on everything. So big thank you to Connie. You've been amazing for all of us. All right, y'all, let's see. I finally got everybody pulled up. I got my comments pulled up. So if one of my devices aren't working, hopefully the other one does. So a couple of things that I feel like we've been asked a ton of questions over that I'll just go ahead and get started with. If you guys have questions, please submit them, and I will do my best to get everything answered. Hey, Danae, I'm so glad you're here, honey. So I'll just start with a couple of basics that I know we've heard a ton of. So one of those being, what do you clean your paint brushes with? Murphy's Oil Soap. This is a huge bottle. They sell it in a much smaller, compact one that's, I don't know, $3. You can get it at Home Depot. You can get it at Walmart on your cleaning aisle next to your floor cleaners. It is marketed as like a hardwood cleaner, which I used to use on hardwoods back when I had them, and it's great for that. But this is what we use to clean paintbrushes with. So you can get it at Walmart. I'm sure H-E-B and all the other stores have them. Y'all, I dyed my daughter's hair blue earlier, and I still have some left on my hands, so I'm looking a bit like a Smurf. But yeah, you guys can get this at Home Depot, Walmart, any of those stores. This is what we use to clean our paintbrushes with. So Phaedra, hey Phaedra, I'm so glad you're here. Hey Deidre, so good to see you, hon. Phaedra says, I have a question on how to stake the gnome. Great question, my love. Give me a second. As soon as Zach's been kind of in and out, as soon as he comes back, I'm gonna see if he can't bring me all of the supplies, because otherwise if I have to, I'll just drop my Murphy's Oil Soap. If I have to go and grab them, I'm gonna be gone for a few minutes having to switch out drill bits and stuff in our drills. So I'm hoping he'll walk back in a minute and I can get that from him and we can do that together. Hey Cindy, I'm so glad you're here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. At this moment, I'm just kind of going over and reviewing some of those frequently asked questions. But if you guys have any questions to submit, please submit them and I will do my best to answer them. So that's how we clean our paintbrushes is Murphy's Oil Soap. The towels that you guys see me use, they're microfiber towels. This is what I use to like clean off a piece. So for example, we've had a ton of questions over poly. So I'm gonna actually poly a piece with you guys tonight. So this is a piece I painted in the live, I don't know, a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And so he's been just sitting here and I haven't had the opportunity to actually poly him. So since he's been sitting for a few weeks, I have to use one of these towels, these microfiber towels. You don't have to use microfiber. I'm just telling you what I use. I use microfiber towels when I'm cleaning my pieces because they do not leave lint, pieces of cotton, and strings along my piece when I wipe it down. Any rags, like bath rags that you use or towels, anything like that, they always leave little remnants of fabric on these etched lines. And then when I'm coming back over top of that with a paintbrush or something, or poly or anything, those fibers from that rag come off into my paint and it drives me insane. I think it's just one of those things that artists understand what I'm talking about. It's just like, breaking in a new brush and how difficult that is. So anyways, I'm using these microfiber towels and some Windex and just cleaning off the top of my piece. So, hey Debbie, I'm so glad you're here, honey. Let's see, Danae says, can you tell us what you use again to get to the black paint out of paintbrushes? Yes, Danae, we are going to get there soon. I sure am. I pulled several items to my table tonight so that I could talk to you guys about it and show it to you. So that's a great question, and I did pull that, and I am going to show you guys that. So Cindy says, is 1 coat of poly enough? Cindy, you're tuning in at just the right time, honey, because I'm about to poly this. So I just cleaned off the top. The reason I clean this right now is because I painted it a couple of weeks ago. It has sat here ever since the live that I did with this. So whoever wants to go and look on Facebook as to when it was that I did this live, that'll tell you how long that this has just been sitting in my shop. So therefore it has dust, it has pollen on the top of it, and anything that I go to put on top of that, it's going to separate and it's going to drive me nuts. It's going to take away from the full look that I'm doing. So I'm just getting ready for a coat of poly. Wiped it down with the microfiber and some Windex. Now, Lori, Miss Lori, I don't know if you're on here or not, but you had asked a question about this on polying. You guys, I use rollers when I poly. Obviously, you guys know we do a lot of things in bulk, so I don't use anything other than a roller. And I've told you guys, I had a polying video that I did, that if you're gonna invest in a roller, I would at least invest in a poly roller. I don't know if you can see, but mine says no glitter. That's because between us and all of the work that we do out here in my shop, some things are glittered and some things aren't. Obviously, this one says no glitter because I don't glitter with this one. If I glittered with this one, it's gonna bring glitter on the top of this piece, which I don't want. So that's why you see the no glitter. This is the roller I'm gonna use, y'all. This is a foam roller, a 6-inch foam roller that I got from Home Depot. I did pull this. It's high density foam, smooth surface for doors and cabinets. That's what I'm using. You can get them at Home Depot for a couple bucks. So now my polyurethane, I did not grab a bottle of it. This is Pro Finisher polyurethane you can get at Home Depot, and it is crystal clear gloss. Incredibly important that you get crystal clear gloss. So I'm just gonna put some on my piece. Now, Miss Lori had posted a question. She had a lot of bubbles, so I specifically asked her, what roller are you using? Because if you're using a nap roller, a really thick roller like this one, for instance, see how thick this one is? This one can leave the bubbles behind because it's not smooth. This foam one that I'm using, here's foam. There's no fabric on here. It's straight foam, just like your foam pouncers. So that's gonna give you a really smooth finish. And so that's what I'm using for the poly. So if you're getting bubbles on the poly, Lori had sent us photos that she got bubbles on the poly. My first question was, what brush are you using, or what roller are you using? And then after that, if she showed me the roller she was using, and it was a good roller. So the next thing I'm gonna say is she might not have had enough poly. So I don't know if you guys can see, you want it to look milky. How I've explained this to people that work for me before. Imagine you work at Shipley's Donuts and you're doing the hot glazed donuts in the morning. People that come and get those hot glazed donuts, they're gonna want that donut to be fully covered in icing. Hey, I have a question. Somebody needs me to stake something on a live. Can you bring me the drills, a stake, and the nuts and bolts that I need? I told you he'd come back in here. So I just stole him. But anyways, I'm sorry. Back to the poly. So I squirted some on here. I'm using my foam roller, and I'm trying to make it look like a glazed donut that I go get at Shipley's, or used to get at Shipley's, in the mornings. You want that glaze to be fully across there, the same thickness everywhere. And when you can see that glaze, it's nice and thick, you know you're gonna have a lot of sweetness to that donut. It's kind of the same thing with this yard art. You want that glaze to be consistent and not too thick and not too thin. And that's what's gonna help you if you're having issues with bubbles. So it's all about what medium you're using, what brush you're using, what roller you're using, and it's also about how much you're using. If you don't put enough on there, when that roller is rolling across, those bubbles are gonna pop up because it doesn't have enough liquid there to have that full coat on there. So that's just a tip. I hope that you guys can understand, those of you that have polyed so far. And Cindy said, is 1 coat of poly enough? Yes, ma'am. That's all I'm gonna put on this piece. One coat is enough. So, Mary, my mom, said she's gonna post a picture of the poly for everybody. So thank you, Mom. We appreciate that. So this is just that Pro Life Finisher poly. It's the same poly we sell in stores. And when you're putting it on your piece, think of a glazed donut. You want that glaze all the way fully across. All right, y'all, Zach just brought me all the drills and stuff. So I'm gonna switch out with him and I'm gonna show you guys how to drill on a live. This should be interesting because we drill on sawhorses. Typically I'm not sitting here on a table. Hey, can you bring me the camo gnome that's finished? Thank you, thank you. I'm getting all my drills delivered. All right, y'all. When it comes to, now we're gonna move on to steak in a piece. This might be kind of a little flip-floppy here or there. I'm trying to just make sure that I'm answering questions. Danae says, can I tell you again how to get the back paint or the black paint off the paintbrushes? Sorry, Danae, I did see that one. Yes, we will do that. Let me do this one. So y'all, steak in a piece. So here's a gnome, for instance. When I'm gonna steak it, I'm gonna have to bend down and kind of stand up for you guys. I'm gonna take my steak on here and I'm gonna line it. And then I take my hand and I'm gonna leave the width of my hand underneath this steak. The reason that you do that is so when you're trying to get this into the ground, you can get a foot right here on these foot pegs that are given to you. So I'm gonna take that piece, we put our hands in between to get a space for your foot. And then you literally just line it up straight up and down, what's going to look correct to you. And then you're gonna take your drill and you're gonna come into these holes. There's holes on top of the steaks for you. You have different holes. We're gonna drill 2 different holes. Now what I pay attention to is I don't like holes in my eyeballs and I don't like holes in my nose. So as long as it's not in the middle of my face, I'll stick with whatever holes are given to me. So we are using a 3/16 drill bit on here, or a couple of bucks at Home Depot. Oh, Debbie says, thanks, Zach. He's standing right here. So yes, so y'all, I just drilled 1 hole and 2 holes. So now, the hardware that was given to you guys, these are machine screws. I think these are 1 and 1.5 inch. I don't know. You can get them at Home Depot if you don't have any. And I'm literally just going to drill them into my piece. Now, I don't have the back painted. You're supposed to have the back painted first, but hey, live purposes, it's gonna have to work. Then I flip it over, it's got my screws in there, and I'm gonna now match up those holes that I just did onto my steak. Now, I did not do this one straight, so I had to kind of shimmy it a little bit and get it to work for me. And now I'm just gonna add on my nuts, bolts. I had to have them, I had to get a whole rundown of the difference between a nut and a bolt the other day, y'all, because I don't know, I feel like they're all the same. And so Zach gave me a very specific rundown of all of it, and I can't say that I know the difference anymore. But now, I added those on, and I just tightened them. This is a 3/8 driver, nut driver, yeah. You could use a, you don't even have to have a drill for this, y'all. You could use a ratchet, a wrench, exactly. We just so fancy and use drills for everything because, you know, obviously we're not going to mess with anything other than a drill. But it's as simple as that, adding on a steak. Now, Phaedra, I think you're the one who asked us that question. I will do a tutorial video on that. I need to get that out probably tomorrow to you. And just have it pinned at the top of our page. That way you guys can always have that there. So, you know, on live, there you go. There's a quick rundown of how to do it. All right, so another question that I saw come through was Danae talking about cleaning out our paintbrushes. All right, y'all. So if you use your Murphy's oil soap and your brush still has paint in it, that is when we use the Xylol Xylene. You can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those places. This is a bigger tub. I want to say it's like $40, but they do have some smaller ones available. And this is going to be your cleaner that will clean any dried paint out of a brush. Now, I do still have my glass cup over here from the last live. You have to make sure that you put this inside of glass or ceramic. It will eat through plastic, literally eat completely through it. It will melt it away. So you've got to be careful with that. And then all you do is you can see this one has a little bit of built up right here at the top. Not much, but a little bit. I'm just going to soak that in there and let it sit 10, 15 minutes. Hey, if you have a brush that has stuck on paint that's like the whole thing is stuck on, you might need 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours. It really depends on how much you have on there. But you literally let it sit, and then I use a microfiber to wipe it out. We use microfibers on everything here at our house. Zach buys multiple cases of them at a time, so that's what we use. All right, let's see. So, the mom says she has confirmation today that we will be receiving glitter in the next month or so. Yay, yay, yay. You guys have been waiting on glitter, and we've been waiting to receive it. Our glitter comes from New Jersey, and so as you guys know, they've been a little harder hit than we have, obviously. So their order time is a little, the lead way is a little different. Now, those of you that are on here, just so you know, announcements. This July, we are going to be doing Christmas in July. So all those of you that have been waiting on glitter, those of you that have been waiting on Christmas stuff, that's all coming in July. So be on the lookout for that. Mom and I are also going to be working on a schedule that we can put out to you guys that'll show you what patterns are going to come out when, what we're going to do when, that sort of thing, so that it can help you guys to know, what to expect from us. Now, Melissa said, did I mention the Windex before Polly? I did mention Windex, y'all. We always Windex in between layers, especially if they set around for any amount of time. If you're literally going from one layer and you wait the 5 minutes outside while it dries and you pull it right back in, you could probably keep going without the Windex. If you wait for a couple of hours, pollen, dust, dirt in the air gets on top of that paint, and you've got to clean it off with Windex or your paint is going to spread out and it's going to be a hot mess. So let's see. So far, I think I've answered all of the questions. I'm hoping some people will pop in with some more. Let's see. So Lisa says, yes, I so want to do that with y'all be teaching a class. Yes, so all the glitter stuff, all the Christmas stuff, Christmas in July, y'all, we're going to get you a schedule. We might even have like a sneak peek of patterns coming out pretty soon of what we're going to be doing in July. But we are going to be focused on Christmas all through July, because those of you that have been customers of ours prior to all the blanks, you know how insanely busy we get come August all the way through December. We will not be able to teach on live and do the amount of releases that we've been doing come, I'd say honestly, September. There's just no way. So those of you that are wanting to learn glitter, those of you that are wanting to learn Christmas, July is going to be the time for you. We will have more details coming out soon. This was honestly an idea that I proposed a couple of hours ago to my mother, and she agreed. And so we haven't even had time to really sit down and discuss everything. So give us some time. We're going to come out with a schedule, but that's our focus for July. So, all right, let's see. I got to get caught up. All right, Danae says, the stuff that you have that is sold out is the last time you're making it. Danae, that's a great question. And I wish I had a single answer to give you. It's just not that simple. So the problem that we have with continuing to put out more, as well as continuing to keep all of the past things in stock, is that we don't have the physical space at our store. And so I don't have the exact answer right now. Yes, we will still cut them for you. So anything that's been released that I'm sold out of, I'm happy to cut it for you. But we're going to have to come up with a different system for that. So maybe it's kind of like, if we're sold out of this store and it's an older, maybe we released it 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. We're not always going to physically have that in store unless the sales warrant that. If it's a product that continues to sell every day, every week, we'll keep it in store. If it's a product that's been kind of slow, then we're not going to continue to replenish that. Now, we will cut orders for that, but we haven't set that all up yet with a system. We discussed doing it so, like, for instance, right now I'm out of the flour wheelbarrow. So it'd be something like if you order now, on Wednesdays, we'll cut all of the pieces that are on order and have them at the store by Friday. Some kind of solution like that, Danae, we just aren't 100% there. So give us a few days, hopefully maybe within the week, and we can give you the answers as to how we're going to move forward with stuff that's out of stock but that you guys are still wanting. All right, so I have my iPad up here for questions, but I continue to look up at my phone. So Danae, I hope that helps with your answer. All right, let's see. Deidre says she loves the idea of Christmas in July. Thank you, Deidre. Let's see. All right, so my mom did say that they replenished some stock today. So that, I think it was like Mom, is that on the butterflies and dragonflies and all that she's been out of? She's got more of those. So that's good. I did replace the cactus with the striped pots. I did bring more out yesterday. All right, so presents. All right, so Lisa is asking if Mary was talking about presents and glitter the other day. Yes, she was, Lisa. That's something that we're going to be teaching in July for our Christmas in July. All the glitter will be coming out then. That's when we're going to do all of our courses on glitter. And so we will teach you guys that as soon as we get our glitter in stock. I want to say Mary ordered 55 cases of clear. I don't know. Mom, how many cases did you order the other day? Because she ordered a ridiculous amount of glitter. So that way, hopefully, we have enough for everybody. All right, let's see. Phaedra says, do we have any more large firecrackers in stock? Actually, yes. I brought those back to the store Saturday or Sunday and replenished stock on the large firecrackers. As far as I know, we are out of the flour wheelbarrow. We might be out of the camper. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think we might have everything else. I don't know, y'all. It's crazy. My mom takes some of the patterns and I take some of the patterns. So I typically have better knowledge on what patterns I'm doing, and then she has better knowledge on patterns that she's doing. So it's hard to answer those questions, like me answering that question as a blanket or her answering that question as a blanket, because she's taking care of part of it and I'm taking care of part of it. So it's hard to give you guys a one-way answer. But I'm doing my best. Let's see. I lost my comments down below. So I'm trying to get caught up. Let's see. Yes, let us know what Christmas patterns, items that y'all are wanting to learn. We definitely love the input from you guys. We want to know what you guys want. Okay, let's see. Lisa wants to talk about glitter. Also, do you think you'll cut more basic animals? Danae, cutting basic animals. I actually have our graphics guy working on some dogs right now. I told him I wanted some dogs coming out soon. Okay, Mary says she thinks we have a couple of campers. Let me grab something I want to show you guys just right quick. All right, when the glitter arrives, this is what your bottles are going to look like. These are 1 pound bottles of glitter. This is what we're waiting on to come in stock. As soon as these come in stock, then we are ready to get started on Christmas, and we will start obviously getting you guys ready and getting loaded up with product. So this is just what you can expect to be seeing in the near future. These are pound jars of glitter. You can go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and they don't even sell them in this big of a jar, unfortunately. They sell them in like teeny tiny jars. You need a lot of glitter when you're doing yard art. So these will be coming in the near future. Oh, okay, so Ashley's saying she wants the trees with lights. We know. Y'all, we've got quite a collection of things that we are already assuming that you guys want to see. Last year, the Red Merry Christmas trucks, I don't know if y'all remember them. I painted those last year. But I ended up doing some buffalo plaid ornaments for my own house. I didn't even release to anybody because I did them really late, like on December 15th. But I did those for my own house. And so they are adorable. And we're going to end up doing some buffalo plaid ornaments and different things as well for Christmas that we're going to do. Chrissy asks, is it special glitter? No, honey, it's just regular glitter. You got glitters from any company, you can use any glitter. We use specific colors, but craft glitter. As far as I've ever seen, glitter is glitter. So craft glitter, you can use any of that. So let me see. I think I've caught up on questions. Y'all, help me think. Is there something else? Oh, one thing I did want to say, or at least mention, is I never show this on our lives because our pieces are always wet when we finish. But like this is that Galaxy Alien that we did on our live on Friday. And I still need to paint the back. It doesn't matter what color I paint the back, but the back needs to be painted to just protect this MDO against weather. It's not protected if it's left blank. So it's kind of like your sides. You know how you always paint your sides? You're gonna need to paint your back afterwards. We buy Oops paint from Walmart, Home Depot, whatever. Not Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, or Ace. As long as it's exterior house paint, it doesn't matter what color it is. And we just throw that across the back, give it a good coat, and that way it's good to go. So that's something super important. I know we don't really talk about because we assume that you guys all know, and we understand some of you guys are newer and don't know. So you don't see us do that on a live, but you need to paint the back so that your piece is completely sealed. That's super, super important. So there's that. And then I did also want to mention, I've had a lot of questions about shading, how to shade, how to break in your brush, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, there's not a blanket answer that I can give you guys. It's just not that simple. So what I wanted to tell you guys is when you get a new brush, this brush is a brush I've obviously had for a while, but when you do get a new brush, you're gonna have starch inside of your bristles that they put in there when they package and ship that. And they do that so that the integrity of your brush doesn't get messed up in shipping. So it doesn't end up coming to you, you know, bent over and things like that. So you're gonna need to wash that starch out with some water, with some Murphy's oil soap. And then you can start to begin to break in your brush. Breaking in your brush is also something as simple as just kind of getting those bristles sprawled out. Literally taking it and sprawling out them bristles and getting it opened up so that it can take in paint. If it's still really tight and scrunched together, it's not going to be able to take in paint and to glide. And then as well as adding a little bit of water to your shading paint. If you're struggling with shading, add a little bit of water. I can't stress that enough. Add a little bit of water and then try it again. Typically your brush stroke is going to go further and further when you do that. So practice on that. It's such a, I don't know, it's such a hard thing to be able to, I thought I had a piece over here, but I think Zach moved it. But I was gonna try to do it. But it just takes time, you guys. We hate, or me, my mom probably not so much because she doesn't care. Me, I hate new brushes. I hate them. I'm excited about them because they're new, but I hate having to break them in. It is not fun. So it's just one of those things you gotta do. Everybody's gotta do it. You know, like your new mop brushes, so these are the same ones that we had at the store. I think we're sold out of these. These are watercolor brushes. They're super, super soft. They're broken in. You don't even have to break them in. But stuff like your shaders and your script liners, they have to be broken in. There's no way, you can see this right now, straight out of the package, how hard that is. I mean, you can, I don't know if you can hear it crunching, but it's literally crunching as I'm trying to move these bristles around. That's because it has that starch in it. I gotta wash that first. And then I also have to work on kind of opening up them bristles and fanning out my brush. So be patient with yourself. It takes a little bit of time. Let's see. Okay, so Danae's saying that she always polys her sides and polys it all. Oh, Danae, you only have to poly the top, but that's okay. Hey, poly is sealant. It's not like it's gonna hurt anything that you're doing. So let me see. I want to make sure I've caught up with all the questions. Since we weren't doing a live blank release this week, I just kind of wanted to make sure I could hop on and answer anything that you guys had questions about, or maybe take care of some of those frequently asked questions. Anybody who's new, we do use exterior latex house paint, the same paint you go and get at the store to paint your house. That's all this is. When you see me grabbing bottles, I just store my paint in bottles because it's easier to squirt from piece to piece to piece because I do a lot of work on this. So if you're somebody that paints a lot, invest in some squirt bottles. They're like $1.28 at Ace Restaurant Supply in Houston. They're fantastic. And I think I went and bought like 6 dozen different size bottles last time I was there. So let's see. All right, so Connie's sending you guys a link. Or Connie says, here's the link to the glitter presents Mary and Ashley are going to teach you how to do in July. Thank you, Connie. Y'all, Connie's amazing. Connie helps answer so many questions. That's my aunt. So anytime you see her trying to answer questions and help you guys out, she's all part of the business. She's our family. So, all right, y'all. I don't see any new questions coming in. I don't see anything that I haven't done. Lisa, hold on. Do you use flat satin gloss? Lisa, we use Pro Finisher. It is crystal clear gloss. Let me grab it for you guys. Hold on. This is a water-based polyurethane for your like hardwood floors. The thing that you need to look for is crystal clear gloss. You don't have to use this brand. You can use whatever brand you want to use. But crystal clear gloss is going to be very important so that you don't get the yellowing. And satin is not going to give you the look, the glossy look that you're wanting either. So crystal clear gloss, as well as if you ever buy your own paint, you're mixing your own paint, we also use semi-gloss paint as well. So we like our stuff nice and glossy. Let's see, poly on the back. All right, so we don't poly the back, we just put paint on the back. Color doesn't matter as long as it's exterior paint. Flip my camera. Oh, okay, hold on, let's see. See, every time I flip the camera, it makes my head like super long, like I'm in one of those silly fun houses at the rodeo, you know? Is that better for you guys? Ooh. Crystal clear gloss. Pro Finisher. You can get this at Home Depot, Ace, Lowe's, any of those places. And then now that I flipped my camera, do I look really elongated for y'all? Or is that just my own look of myself? I don't know. My camera's all weird. Here is that xylene that I use to clean dried paint in my brushes. Again, you get this at Home Depot. So I only pull this out when it's dried paint. I never use it otherwise because this solvent it's some serious stuff. It'll eat away at your nails and stuff like that. So be really careful. I use glass cups when I mess with that, and I also use microfiber towels to try to keep those thickness of that towel to try to keep that solvent off our fingers because it will tear up your hands. So let's see. Oh no, it's not just my imagination. Okay, so it's like the fun house look, you know. I don't understand. I don't know why it does that. I tried to actually flip it on that camera earlier, but then it was the weird camera angle and I just wasn't sure what I was doing wrong. I don't know, y'all. I can't ever figure out technology nowadays. What else is new? So, all right, y'all. Well, I hope that answers some questions. We will see you guys again soon. I'm going to try to do a live this week on one of our Astros gnomes because I know that they've been at the store and they've been online, and I don't think I've done any live on them. I don't even think I showed them on any sneak peeks. So I'm going to try to do one of those this week for you guys, and then we shall see what comes up next. We're hoping to have a calendar out to you guys soon. Christmas in July coming soon, so look for that. And we will see y'all later. So thank y'all for coming. I appreciate your support. And any orders that are already placed online are ready for pickup. So y'all come pick those up, and we will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.